Kristaps Porzingis is so back. He made his season debut last night versus Los Angeles Clippers after Shams Charania decided to drop a very random but oh so thankful Shams bomb around noon yesterday, stating that Kristaps Porzingis is expected to make his return against the Clippers, and he made his return. He is back and better than ever, baby. And I remember I started off the stream yesterday saying, the Kristaps Porzingis hype, they want him back. They don't need him back. Yeah, I was sorely mistaken. They need Kristaps Porzingis, and he knows it too. He is the game changer. He changes the vibes. He spaces the floor. He helps the Boston Celtics win. And if you guys are glad Kristaps Porzingis is back, the unicorn is on our team. Go on ahead and like this video. Our goal is 800 likes. Why? Because Porzingis wears number 8. And if you guys want to show your love for Porzingis for doing his rehab, coming back healthier, and hopefully staying healthier, then hit that like button for me. All right, I am going to break down something that I did hear in the ball game yesterday. That was something that Brad Stevens did come out and say on the NBC Sports broadcast, saying, I don't think we realized it until we really got into camp, and then you see him work. When we saw him in Abu Dhabi, the way he was moving, the way that he said that he felt, it was pretty obvious he was going to be at the front end of that timeline. Because you have to think, yesterday was 1 week away from his initial return month, being December. I didn't think we were going to see him until after the holidays, maybe around the holidays time, but he really took 5 months to come back from a very successful leg injury, but probably not an easy leg injury. And it just completely paid off. And I know it was just one ball game, but the last couple of ball games I had watched for the Boston Celtics, they barely beat the Wizards. They barely beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. But when KP was back, it was just a different ball game. He came in shooting right out of the gate. He came in dunking. He came in blocking, stealing, defending, rebounding, assisting. Porzingis looked like he had been ready to come back. Obviously, this was the right time for him to make his debut, but Porzingis is an absolute game changer for the Boston Celtics. I mean, this isn't, anything that we didn't know. But then when I finally realized how long it had been since the Boston Celtics had actually seen Porzingis in action, we had not seen the starting five of Brown, Tatum, Holiday, White, and Porzingis since Game 4 of the Miami Heat way back in April, because that's when Porzingis got hurt, and then we didn't see him until Game 1 of the NBA Finals when he obliterated the Dallas Mavericks in Game 1 by himself. In the first 7 minutes, he was plus 30. I mean, it was unreal. We all remember that game. But it has truly been 210 days since the preferred five were back in action. I mean, we got to see Cookies and Cream back in action. Jaylen Brown lobbing it up, alley-oop with Kristaps Porzingis. We got to see how he spaced the floor, how he opened it up for Tatum, how Tatum seemed a little bit more relaxed, almost like he didn't need to carry the team the way that he has kind of been playing the last couple of weeks. And it was just so good to see Porzingis doing what he loves, and you love this recovery for KP. But I will be honest, he's not 100% there, and that's okay. He's got to adjust back to the ball game. So the number one thing that I saw probably wasn't his best attribute here was his three-point shot. It was definitely a little bit rusty, but hell, he came out shooting right out of the gate, and I loved that. He missed his first 2 3-pointers, but then that third one was money. That was the only one that he ended up making. He kind of strayed away from that three-point shot after that, but he also did do a lot of things that were really well. I mean, this was not an easy matchup for him going up against the Clippers, and he handled the post very well. He was spinning, turning, jumping, moving, everything that I would probably hesitate if I had a leg surgery in the last 5 months, but he was defending, and it made a difference for the Boston Celtics. You can see even Derek White. You had Drew Holiday, Jason Tatum. Everybody was letting Kristaps Porzingis handle his man in ISO, and they got to really make it difficult for the Los Angeles Clippers to put up any shots. And then when you really start to think about the offensive production that Kristaps Porzingis was able to bring again, just an easy target for buckets. We know the Boston Celtics really struggle to fine scoring in the paint. That's why a lot of the Celtics in the last 2 games really relied on the 3-ball. But you forget that when you have a 7'3" target ready for alley-oops or even just a nice off the glass or just a lob. I forgot about the Kristaps Porzingis lob that the team loved oh so much last season. That was when Jason Tatum just kind of had an ISO, didn't want to take that 3-point shot, so it was a nice half lob to Porzingis and let him do the work in the paint. So it's going to take a little bit for the Boston Celtics to realize they can now rely on Kristaps Porzingis once more, because I know I had a pretty culture shock when I saw Kristaps Porzingis coming out on the floor for the first time, but he had a great game, man. 16 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks, and 2 assists. I mean, you really can't ask for anything more coming back from a guy that just had leg surgery from one of the rarest leg injuries about 5 months ago. But my last note here on Porzingis is what I had noticed in watching 15, 16 games with the Boston Celtics without Kristaps Porzingis. KP is that emotional lift that the Celtics kind of need. He takes the workload off of Jason Tatum, who is, I know, trying to fight for an MVP right now, but there's also a new Jason Tatum where he likes to take a lot of shots from downtown, and Kristaps Porzingis kind of takes that workload off him. He doesn't have to make every shot now. He doesn't have to put up 30 points to try and win, because now you've got 16 to 20 points coming from Porzingis. And spacing out the floor in the offense allowed a lot more Jaylen Brown wide open 3-point corner shots that I haven't seen in the last couple of games, because they've been guarding Jaylen Brown very heavily. And I forgot that when Porzingis plays, it spaces him out. It allows Derek White to shoot freely from 28 feet, because you got 2 defenders down low trying to take on one Kristaps Porzingis. And then, of course, obviously, he just changes the game. The pace of it, the vibe of it. I missed a Kristaps Porzingis block, a dunk, an alley-oop. It just gave you that, damn, he's really on our team, and we are so, so thankful for that. So welcome back, Unicorn. We're happy to have you. You were surely missed, and I am looking forward to more highlights coming from Kristaps Porzingis moving forward. And if you guys are as well, I want you guys to go on ahead and show Kristaps Porzingis some love. You never know if he sees this video, and you know how much he loves Boston and how much Boston loves Porzingis. So if you guys want to go on ahead, and if you're ready for more Kristaps Porzingis highlights, go on ahead and do one thing for me, and that is like this video. Like I said, our goal is 800. I'm serious about that. Let's let Kristaps Porzingis know that we enjoy him and all that he has done for the Boston Celtics. All right, let's go on ahead and jump into our PrizePicks real quick, and then I'm going to talk about Payton Pritchard and how he should be 6th Man of the Year. PrizePicks, the #1 daily fantasy sports app in America, is also our sponsor on today's show. I play PrizePicks every single game day for numerous reasons, but the #1 thing is that it's just the easiest part of my day. All you guys have to do is just pick more or less on a player's projected stats, and you can win up to 100 times your money with as little as 4 correct picks. Not to mention, I love going back to PrizePicks because of the promotions. Every Tuesday is Taco Tuesday, 25% off a player's projected stats. And then every Friday is Flex Friday, win or your money back guaranteed, which is super nice, because even if I don't win, it'll go into the little promo section for me, and I can just keep playing with those winnings with that deposit that I made last time I tried to play on Flex Friday. So if you guys want to go on ahead and get started, that's the easiest part. All you guys have to do is just download the PrizePicks app. Use promo code CLNS to give you guys $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. Download the PrizePicks app. Use promo code CLNS. This will give you $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup. PrizePicks, run your game. That's what PP was doing, running his game all over the Los Angeles Clippers and just making a case for him to be the 6th Man of the Year. Because I know we're talking about Jason Tatum and maybe how he should be the MVP, but Pritchard, come on, man. 20 points, 4 assists, 2 steals, and 60% from downtown. And you also have to think that, yes, that box score is incredible. Payton Pritchard is obviously doing great things coming off the bench, but why do we love him coming off the bench? Why is he such an asset to Boston? Well, when you're watching the third quarter of yesterday's game and the Boston Celtics literally set an NBA record for most three-pointers in a quarter in the second quarter, they went 12 for 17. But in the third quarter, They didn't score for 7 minutes. I mean, they went flatline. So when you have a spark plug like that coming off the bench like Payton Pritchard, he comes in and boom, he nails threes back to back. They scored 6 points in the first 7 minutes. It pretty much is zero, all right? Especially when the Clippers are making points, and thankfully the Celtics went into halftime with a large enough lead that they could give up some points coming out of the third quarter. But PP being able to drain back-to-back threes is huge for the Boston Celtics coming off the bench. It's just a burst of energy. It lights up TD Garden. It gets the crowd pumped up as well as the Celtics that are on the floor. And you want Pritchard coming off the bench constantly. You need Pritchard coming off the bench because when he can come in and see that there is a little bit of a scoring drought, Pritchard has this great ability that he can come off the bench and light it up like that. I think one of the things that kind of took me away from Lonnie Walker and really pushing for him to be on this team was because Lonnie Walker needed like 5 to 7 shots to really get that 8th one to fall, whereas Pritchard comes right in, and I mean, it is an off the dribble. It is a catch and shoot. It is a dribble around the defender, come back, dish it out, pick and roll, come back, get it, and then sidestep three. I mean, he is so much fun to watch, and that's the kind of thing that you need coming off the bench, especially when you have so many offensive weapons that you kind of have to mix it up a little bit. So there are other things that do shine for Payton Pritchard that don't get shown in the box score a lot, and I did just want to bring a light to it here real quick, and that's the fact that PP's stats this season, and this is something to keep a watch on while he's trying to win the Sixth Man of the Year award, he's had 5 20-plus point games so far this season. He comes off the bench. He's had 5 games where he's had 2+ steals. I mean, he's working hard on both sides of the ball. 8 games where he shot over 50% from downtown. 10 games where he shot over 50% from the field. And the most important stat of all is that he has started 0 games. You need to come off the bench in more times than you start to be able to qualify for the Sixth Man of the Year award. And I don't think we have to worry about that anytime soon. The Sixth Man of the Year odds coming out now. Payton Pritchard well in the lead, plus 150. Buddy Hield plus 600 with the Golden State Warriors. Ty Jerome plus 900 with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Benedict Mathurin plus 1,100 with the Indiana Pacers. And then Tari Eason plus 1,400 with the Houston Rockets. I mean, can we end it now? Give him the award, man. Give Pritchard the award. He absolutely deserves it. As of right now, if he keeps playing this way, I think we'll have something to celebrate as well as championship later this year. You want Payton Pritchard to be NBA's Sixth Man of the Year? Like this video. Show love to your Boston Celtics, who, in my opinion, are the best team in the NBA. All right, going ahead and hit that like button for you. But if you guys haven't already, please be sure to subscribe as well. We do go live from us every single Boston Celtics basketball game here. And if you guys want to be a part of 41,000 loyal Boston Celtics fan, well, this is the channel for you. Go on ahead and do one thing for me, and that's subscribe.